because they were concerned about their stuff. And matter of fact, even in being concerned about their stuff, they didn't even mention the children or the wives, but they mentioned their stuff first. Let's look at how the order should be. Let's go to the Ten Commandments, Exodus 20 and 17. Exodus 20 and 17. And I want to clear this up because people don't also not really getting this correct. If you read in Exodus 20:17, the last commandment, which is the foundation of all the commandments, by the way, is the commandment of coveting. Because if you covet, then you're going to lie. And if you lie, you're going to steal, and it goes all the way up the ladder. Eventually to where you really coveting Yahweh's position. So coveting is the foundation of all the commandments. You will not covet your neighbor's house. That's the first thing comes out of Moshe's mouth. Don't covet the house. You will not covet your neighbor's wife, nor his male servant, nor his female servant, nor his ox, nor his donkey, nor anything that is your neighbor's. Now, you say, wait a minute, the house is more important than the wife and all that? No. What they're saying is the authority of the man. The authority of the man is the house and everything in it. So the order is correct. The first thing mentioned in the house is the wife. But the house is mentioned not in terms of being more important. It's mentioned as the office or the authority under the man. And under the man, number one important, is the wife, not the children. The wife is number one. But of course, Reuben and Gad got it all backwards. And they covered they want to protect their stuff first. And then they didn't mention their children. They didn't mention the wives. But once Moshe corrected them, we see, and this is little subtle things because I study this stuff, that they returned it around and they said that they would indeed, in verse 25, 27, that they mentioned their children and then their wives. They still didn't quite get it right. In verses 25 to 27, they mentioned the children first, then the wives. It should be the wives and the children. Then their cattle, and they say they will battle for Yahweh. They're going to battle for Yahweh. This is what Moshe said. Really, Yahweh told Moshe, you battling for the people, the children of Israel. So, here we go. Now, what Moshe did was he added half-tribe of Manasseh to them. They didn't ask for it, and Manasseh didn't have to go by the agreement that Reuben and Gad went through because they didn't ask for it. But Moshe added them to it. This gives them continuity with the rest of the brothers. That way it won't be like a break between the family of tribes. By having Manasseh on both sides of the Jordan, it gives you like a segue, a seamless between the whole family of Yisrael. Okay, so this again, these two portions are beautiful. I want to read again all the way back here on these negotiations because they went back and forth on this, and they did honor it. To be honest with you, and Moshe had to once again allay his fears that they would do this. He honored them. They showed that they were going to be honest. And he said, okay, you don't have to do the 17 to 14 years. You just do the 7. And they did it. And also another thing, because I study this stuff, I look at this stuff, I read this stuff, I study this stuff. You look at the rest of the narrative, God is mentioned before Reuben. Only initially is Reuben mentioned first, because Reuben is the oldest of the 12 sons. But after that, God is mentioned first through all the rest of the narrative. Because God was the one that really headed this out. God was the one that headed out on this carnality, these carnal Hebrews. Now I have a song that I want to put up. It's a children's song. It speaks to this whole narrative I'm talking about now, and I want to play it. And it's just, of course, it doesn't have the Hebrew words and names in it. That's very difficult to find. But I do want to just play it because it speaks, it's like a summary of this whole Torah portion with the negotiations of Moshe, Reuben, and God over this land. So go ahead, Mr. Vernon, go ahead and put it on.
Hebrews were almost in the promised land, looking out onto the Jordan in the hot, hot sand. They knew they'd have to fight to make it in, and they'd have to work together to be able to win. But the tribe of Judah and the tribe of God saw the land of Jazer and the land of Gilad. They said, we'll stop here, no need to travel. This land is the perfect place for cattle. They're leaving to Moses and Eleazar, saying, come on guys, we won't go too far. This place is for cows and cows we've got. So please let us stay. This is a really great spot. Moses said,
how dare you not cross the shore? Will you chill with your cows while your bros go to war? Will they be like you and turn back to not counting on God to see it through? This is God, they tornado all over again. When we sent 12 spies to scout the land, 10 said we couldn't do it, and the people believed them. Without faith in God, their fear deceived them. So God sentenced us to wander the desert, sweating in the hot dirt, walking till our feet hurt. That generation is gone at last, yet here you are, learning nothing from the past. If God makes us do it a second time, then we'll all be done, and it'll be your crime. This action is something I wouldn't advise.
so the tribe said, what about a compromise? We'll build barns for our sheep, safe homes for our families, fortify our cities, come and join you overseas. Fight with our brothers till the land is won, and we won't come home till the war is done.
If you do
Said Moses.
everything you say, and each and every man who can fight will stay until God puts an end to the confrontation. And you shall be clear of your obligation. But keep your word, cause if you fail, then the sin you committed will be on your tail. Go build your towns and pens for sheep, but don't forget that God promises to keep.
Moses told Eleazar the priest the plan, and he was in charge of dividing the land.
They can keep Eli if they keep our trust, but if they fail to fight, it's kingdom with us.
Sure, said the two tribes, that's what we'll do. It's the best for us, and it's the best for you. We will keep our word, and our lives we will give, because we're one B'nai Yisrael, no matter where we live.
Thanks, man. That was great. And I couldn't have done it unless I was here in the studio. But how much time do I have left? 2 minutes. So next week, Torah portion number 43. We are really winding. This is beautiful. Masseh means journeys. Numbers 33 and 1 through 36 and 13. Journeys 33 and 1 through 36 and 13. Talking about Israel's journeys, stations, more instructions, the Levite cities and refuge cities. I want to thank that we here. Shalom Aleichem. Peace be on you.